this shit so I can look at shit.
Live.
Never mind.
Oh, we almost gave
nice
Ed. Hey, you fucking said go. I said go. Anyway, all right. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors. Sorry. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors. My name is Eddie Law. Usually the host. With me today, as always, maybe fuck it, we're the same guys anyway all the time. Fucking Fred Kirby from Gem City Fighting and Standing Back Radio, and Aaron Robbins from Standing Back Radio, the genius behind the whole thing. How is it going, fellas?
The genius. All right, well, the genius has a bone to pick with you, and I told you I was coming for you after this shit. Our esteemed host Eddie Law got dressed up like a little homosexual. And
Motherfucker.
Went off the World Series of Fighting to tweet about it. So during it, the fucking feed from Ray Cefo's fantastic organization, which I was impressed with that night, the feed for the prelims was shit, just like it is every single time I try to tune into that stuff. So I tweet out to Eddie, hey, Eddie, having you tweet about the show is like watching porn with no video or something like that. What was your response? Something like, oh, Aaron, masturbate to the words that I'm tweeting out.
Oh, man.
Masturbate to the words that I'm tweeting out, and then what, about 2.5 minutes later, one of our fans, and you guys get into a conversation about a honey bear, and right away, I'm coming out of Law's mouth, oh, that would be a good nickname for Aaron. So I get masturbate to my words, and I think honey bear would be a good nickname for Aaron. So I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Reed's assessment that you might be a spunk goblin.
No, sir. Look.
What did I tune into? What are we doing? What are we talking about here? What the fuck is going on?
This is a Twitter beef that Aaron got involved in.
Is this a show about mixed martial arts or what? What the fuck's happening?
Well, this shit happened during a mixed martial arts event. I mean, fuck.
Shit.
Hey, we brought up World Series of Fighting, Fred. You just fucking calm down. We're gonna talk about it right now.
All right.
Anyway, let's talk about World Series of Fighting 19. And I was K-Side covering that shit. I'm always used to seeing a bunch of UFC fighters being around all the time. But Ryan Jimmo was sitting in media row. Is he doing any kind of media shit now? Do you guys know?
I would have no idea if Ryan Jimmo was fighting. Why the fuck would I know if he's doing media?
That was the next question. Is he still an active? He's still an active fighter with the UFC, right?
I think so, but I know he lives in Arizona. And then I talked to this other guy who said he was a radio host. First of all, his name was Rooster. I don't know if he was still naming people after Cox. All right, and then. Aaron's eyes goes, what? Anyway, but he goes, yeah, me and Ryan Jimmo are doing a show together, and I'm just like, all right, it's cool, weird.
Okay, now that's one fucking podcast that me and Fred can beat. If fucking Cock Rooster and Ryan Jimmo are doing a podcast, I'll bet you we get more listens than that fucker.
Well, yeah, I would imagine so. Ryan Jimmo's about as exciting as fucking watching paint dry when he's fighting. I can imagine.
No, man, I'll tell you what. The most exciting thing about Ryan Jimmo is his fucking dance after the fight. That fucking robot, he's got that shit down tight. All right, but
that shit's like fucking nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, well, that's true too. But while we're on the subject of World Series of Fighting, I actually have to applaud the organization for what was actually like. If they could put on cards like that every time, they would be number 2 over Bellator because that was a good card. A lot of finishes, a lot of action, and big upsets. Do you know what I mean? But they just simply can't sustain it. You know what I mean? That was like a one-off for them because I've watched World Series of Fighting, I think, right since the very beginning. And generally there's like 1 or 2 good fights, and the rest of it, you know what I mean, pretty bad. This time, man, I don't know if their matchmakers are getting better or if their matchmakers were circumvented, because this whole card was supposed to fall down differently. But then Magalea's pulled out and Matt Hamill pulled out. They shook up everything, and lo and behold, we get a whole bunch of fucking great fights.
Maybe they should do that every fucking time. Because here's the thing. There was whispers before the event even started in the back of, oh, Matt Hamill's at urgent care. As soon as I heard urgent care, I'm like, that fucker's out. There's no way. So what they ended up doing was moving everybody around. The one guy that got fucked was this guy Eddie Armendezi or something like that, and that guy was pissed. he was walking around the back angry as all fuck. Ray Sefo had to go talk to his ass and calm him down. And they paid him his show and win money, which I'm not sure how much that is, but still, he missed out on fighting. And they were gonna have Clifford Starks on the prelims card. It was the right move to put that dude in the main card because that was a fun fight with Jake Hone.
Yeah, well let's talk about that one. Fred, did you get to watch Jake Hone and Clifford?
No, I actually did not. I did not catch most of the undercard with the WSOF card. I only caught the co-main and the main event.
All right. Well, this was on the main card. It wasn't supposed to be, but these are the kind of fights that I love, man. When you get a guy like Jake who comes from a good camp and he's surrounded by good fighters and he is most definitely supposed to win, and then you get Clifford who's like the local guy or the regional guy who was brought in to lose, and then that's not what happens. That'll show you, man, that and besides, I think that Clifford guy with the right training, if they could get him into the right camp, he was pretty athletic for his size as far as I was concerned. So I really enjoyed that win.
Yeah, Clifford Starks is out of Arizona Combat Sports with Trevor Lally and his twin brother. I forgot his twin brother's name, but he you know what, Trevor kept yelling, or Coach Lally kept yelling at him to throw the overhand right over and over and over again. And finally, when he threw it, it landed a couple times, and it helped him out a lot. And also, throwing elbows and whatnot. Now, Lally is a Thai coach. You know what I mean? His thing is striking. And I agree with you, man. And I hate to say it because, combat sports has been for a long time a pretty solid camp. Maybe he needs to go somewhere where he's going to have some higher level fighters around him. Maybe a Power MMA or an AKA maybe.
Yeah, really, what is there? 5 good camps or 5, like UFC caliber camps, maybe 6 in the entire country. So, that might be a solid camp, but then all of a sudden you bring him over to Albuquerque to Greg Jackson's, or you bring him to American Top Team or AKA, and they develop his talent. That's a lot different when you say a good gym. That's a fantastic gym. But how about this? For the sake of Mr. Ohio here, why don't we just skip to the co-main and main?
All right.
Yeah,
so let's talk the co-main event. Was supposed to be Matt Hamill against Thiago Silva. Matt Hamill pulls out due to sinus infection, stomach virus, and dehydration. Wasn't able. He said doctors wouldn't let him fight. Supposedly he was puking his brains out, shitting himself, and all that. So he had to pull out. And here comes Teddy Holder, guy was supposed to fight later, earlier in the main card. That was a look. I didn't expect. I thought Thiago Silva was gonna run through this dude, and he rocked him early. And then Teddy Holder became a fucking rock and sock robot, starts fucking throwing whatever he could, catches Silva and knocks him down, and then TKOs his ass. That was very unexpected, but it could have happened to a nicer guy, really.
No, but quite frankly, I'm more interested in what our esteemed co-host Fred Kirby has discovered about the aforementioned Matt Hamill. Fred, do you want to enlighten us on what you found out about Mr. Hamill?
Oh, well, I suppose it's completely irrelevant to just throwing Mr. Hamill under the bus. But yeah, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. I heard he was a swinger. And I had heard that he had got busted for trying to pick up some chicks on Craigslist, and they had fucking played him out, and he got played in the whole scene. It's completely irrelevant, but it always rubbed me the wrong way after I heard about that. So I couldn't look at the guy the same.
It would be completely irrelevant if this was Stand and Bang, but this is Keyboard Warriors. So
I just mean to him missing the fight.
If you missed the fight because you got peas on your carrot from fucking swinging with chicks on Craigslist.
Hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Don't be fucking. You're gonna get sued, Aaron. I didn't say he caught the herpetitis from Craigslist. I said I heard he was on there and somebody busted him. I didn't say he missed the fight because of it. He had a bellyache. That's sad.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
His tummy hurts.
Let me tell you what about that bellyache. I wouldn't buy fucking a used 8-track player from Craigslist. Besides trying to do some swinging stuff, if I was a pro athlete. So if that even has a modicum of truth, then I don't know what to say about Matt Hamill. But hey Ed, what is going on? All I see is Fred's big fat face in my. Ain't I supposed to pop up when I'm making noise?
I think you are, dude. You pop up on my screen the whole time.
Hey, calm down. You're on my screen too, bro. I see your fucking
I've got like
face too.
I've got like the young version of Santa Claus up close and personal in my All right. We're okay. I'm wild tonight. So anyway, sorry.
But listen, listen. As far as that fight goes, people keep saying that this cat upset Thiago, and I guess, like I said, you could make the case that it was an upset because nobody really knew about this cat beforehand. But come on, man. Thiago Silva's boat sailed a long time ago, right? I mean, this cat ain't looked good in forever. His fucking belly's all flabby and shit. He does look fucking nuts still. I'll give him that. He's still crazy. But all things considered, I don't think he's an elite fighter no more. The other cat had a 9-1 record. He was probably a young, legit fighter that's up and coming and fucking serious. So it's hard to gauge things like that when they're happening. But looking back on it, you know, Thiago Silva's fucking half a nut job at this point. And listen, I got a question for you guys. At what point, okay, so the fight they wanted to happen was Matt Hamill and Thiago Silva. At what point does a fight like that not hurt your organization more than it helps it? I mean, I know these guys got some kind of name recognition, but who in their right mind doesn't look at that fight and go, Jesus fucking Christ, that's a cunt hair under fucking Kimbo and Ken as far as the freak show goes.
No, it's a terrible fight. And I wanted to, you're absolutely right. It's a terrible fight. And another thing, you know, kudos to you for noticing the physique on Thiago. What the fuck? Am I wrong in thinking that dude used to be ripped shitty? And then, like, when they showed him from behind on the camera, just kind of like, you know, tube-shaped. He didn't have any muscle definition anywhere, and he had a whole bunch of fucking, you know, love handles going on and shit like that and kind of jiggly. And then you got Holder over on the other side of the cage looking great, fighting great. And you're right. This fight would have sucked if it would have been Matt Hamill and Thiago Silva, because no matter what, the winner would have been Matt Hamill or Thiago Silva. And I don't want to see any of those cocksuckers fight. Like, to get to see Holder win, man, at least I get to see some fresh blood, and we don't know. This might go all the way to the top of the WSOF. Oh, no. Whatever, man. They're about as deep as an ashtray, but who gives a shit? It's still, you know, it's still interesting, and it was better, man. They jumbled up the fights. And so I have a suggestion for Ray Sefo and the boys over at World Series of Fighting. You get an even number of guys, 12 guys, 14 guys, so you know there's going to be 6 or 7 fights. Everybody just fucking picks names out of a hat. And then you fight whoever you fucking pick. And it seems to do a hell of a lot better than your matchmakers over there, because you guys suck.
I tell you what, you take that to Japan and you got a winner, Jack. Fucking Incredible Hulk Tournament 3. Swear it would.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Matt Hamill. I always thought that he was brought in to lose to Silva. I don't think Matt Hamill was brought in because he's going to have a chance in fucking hell. But I do agree. Thiago Silva did look just physically just out of it. My first thought was, okay, either he got, you know, obviously all the bullshit he's been through, maybe he got super depressed and said, fuck training, I'm just going to drink and eat Twinkies all day. Or he's off the gear. As Andrew Reid would say, he's off the gear, off the Mexican supplements and all that shit.
That's exactly what it is. We're about to see a whole bunch of tubby fucks that used to look like Greek gods. That's exactly what's going to happen, man. But, okay, but maybe not in the World Series of Fighting. Can Sefo and the boys even afford drug testing? I mean, I think the guy who got paid the least was fucking paid in Chick-fil-A coupons. So I don't think that they're going to be doing no fucking big blood testing and urine testing over there.
No, they're not going to do it. And I'll tell you right now, the Arizona Boxing Commission, who's the one that fucking oversees this shit, or MMA in the state, they're definitely not going to do it either. I've never seen more lazy fucks in my life, honestly. But the ref that I talked to that helped me find my media seat was the nicest motherfucker ever. I thought refs were supposed to be dicks. They're not. He's actually a really cool guy. But,
you know I got to talk with Dan Murgliata a couple of times at Bellator.
Oh, yeah?
And for as big as the dude is and as gnarly as he is, I got to say, Dan Murgliata, one of the nicest guys. Same thing. He showed me to my seat. He's like, oh, you're a little scrubby media guy that doesn't really mean anything? Here's your row of fucking shitty chairs. I'm going to go up and be the official in the fights now. Bye-bye. So thanks, Dan. That was cool.
Yeah, those dudes are nice because they're used to getting shit on constantly.
Yeah. I'd love to go see what the hell is his name? I can't fucking think of his name. Anyway,
Steve Mazzagatti.
That motherfucker. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, Mazzagatti. I was like, I want to talk to that guy and be like, how does it feel to be like the most shit on ref in the world at this point? And
besides Yves Levine.
Yeah, where is that guy? I haven't seen motherfucker ref anything in a while.
Him and Mazzagatti are shacked up in a 2-bedroom apartment somewhere, trying to drum up some interest in their new podcast called Referees That Suck.
Yeah. I'd listen to that shit. I actually would listen to that at least a couple times to find out what the fuck is going on with those two fucking nut jobs. But all right, so
Mazzagatti needs to have a Goldberg moment and just freak out on everybody like, hey, motherfuckers, you think it's so easy? You come ref these fucking fights.
Yeah, but see, now I got to be a little bit more cute. If they had their own podcast with the troubles that they've had in the past, they wouldn't know when to end it. You know, sometimes it would end early, sometimes it would end
that was cute.
Oh, cheap humor, you gotta love it. Anyway, so fucking all right. So for a guy that used to be in the UFC and was actually doing decent things over there, of course on the juice most likely, but still, to come down to, and I hate saying come down, but that's the reality of the situation, is that World Series of Fighting is not at the UFC level. So to come down to World Series of Fighting and then get knocked out by a no-name guy who we're hoping is the breath of fresh air in the world of MMA, where does this leave Thiago Silva at this point? And it looks like Fred's thinking. What do you got?
Aaron just said it, Jack. Fucking dead. I mean, he can probably get some shit in Brazil, but I mean, his career is fucking curtains, Jack. I mean, he just lost, like you said, to a fucking relevant no-namer in WSOF. His physique looks like shit, and he's basically branded a fucking crazy women beater. So I say Thiago Silva's career is fucking done at this point.
Yeah, and I want to segue off of that because we always talk about the temperature in social media. I loved it. They got their what was it? Varner. I can't remember his first name. But
Jamie?
Varner's like their little post-fight interviewer, and his tone was all like, "Oh, Thiago,
Yeah.
You've had bad troubles, and it really sucks that you didn't win because, quite frankly, we paid you a lot to be here, and you were supposed to win." And then Thiago's like, "Yeah, I could have won." And this and that. And social media blows up and is like, "No, fuck you. Do not give this guy any sympathy. Deport his ass." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that he's a landed immigrant. I don't think you can deport this man at this point. I'm pretty sure he's from here now. But, I mean, they were just like, no sympathy. But I'm pretty sure that if I was Varner, I wouldn't have gone that way. Like, if you want to be remembered, if you want to become the next great Helwani, what he should have done is been like, karma's a bitch, right?
Oh.
Karma. And then just drop the mic and walk away from Thiago Silva real fast because Thiago Silva probably slit his throat.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I say that shit, I have like 2 armed guards behind me just in case this motherfucker loses his shit in the back after you just shit on him for losing. So, I mean, that's just, I don't know. Fucking, there was some people in the media who wanted to talk to him. Speaking of media stuff, Thiago Silva refused to do any media all the way up to the fight, I believe, except for official World Series Fighting videos. Is that what you guys understood too? Because I heard he was going to get fined for that shit.
Yeah, I heard that, but I can't confirm it.
Okay. Because I heard he was going to get fined.
If he did, I don't know, but if he did, he should get fined for that shit. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, man, that's what I mean about having this cat involved with your organization. Motherfuckers can talk all the shit they want to about the UFC, but the UFC know when to motherfucking cut their ties with a cat. And Thiago Silva is the type of cat you need to not be hanging out with no more. He's that bad friend now. You know what I'm saying? The dude's a bad influence. You need to cut that motherfucker loose.
Yeah, I understand a name. You know what I mean? You want to get names. But now World Series of Fighting is kind of doing the same thing a little bit, I guess, that what Bellator is doing, like taking their recycled goods, being like, oh, you guys can't cut it in the UFC anymore. But, I mean, now World Series of Fighting is going to be even worse and be like, oh, yeah, fucking let's get War Machine and Thiago Silva over here. And where's that fucking Grisby guy? Where'd he go? Let's get all these fighters. Mayhem Miller, let's fucking do it. I say that's not too bad as long as you get that shit, like Fred was talking about. Get that shit over in Japan where there's no rules. Get them a whole bunch of fucking meth and lock all 4 or 5 of those guys in the cage at the same time. 5 men enter, 1 man leaves. What do you guys think?
I'm fucking down for that. Japan will be too.
Thunderdome.
There you go. But let's move on to the main event of the night. Justin Gaethje, TKO's Luis Palomino. That's an early candidate for fight of the year. I think. I mean, nobody was sitting down. I mean, if I had time to take pictures of everything in the back, nobody was sitting. Forget the fact that Gaethje's from Arizona, from Safford, Arizona, this little fucking shit town in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's just he's an Arizona boy, but he's also possibly the biggest name. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Possibly the biggest name in World Series of Fighting right now. You know, something that Bellator doesn't really have because Michael Chandler's lost and a couple other things. So, it was a crazy fight. It was insane to be there in person. A lot of respect to both guys, but I don't think Justin Gaethje can keep this. I guess a little bit of a plug for your show to keep the stand and bang shit going. And keep fighting that way when he's a pretty fucking legit wrestler. What'd you guys think of that fight? Aaron, sorry.
Well, I was being courteous to Fred, but okay. I thought it was great. And no, man, I disagree with you completely. I don't want Gaethje to change his style. Yeah, he's a good wrestler. But the guy is tough as nails, and that wrestling, what that translates into is a gas tank that never quits. He's only got a forward gear. He's in high gear all the time. Obviously can take a good punch. Obviously delivers great punches and leg kicks. And I know Mr. Fred wants to talk about leg kicks, so I'll pass it off to Fred on that one.
Nah, yeah, Gaethje's first off, like you said, man, the leg kicks are always a fun thing for me, man. I love seeing a fucking fight get ended with leg kicks. But I think you do got a bit of a point, Eddie. Like, we had kind of talked about this a little bit earlier off air, Aaron. I think Gaethje's one of these cats that would benefit greatly from being with a big camp. Because I think the dude's got all the physical tools and all the technical talent to really do some good shit. But it seems like he's a bit loose sometimes and a bit of a fucking wild cannon, which can win you a lot of fights too, but once that dude gets to the highest level, if he gets to the UFC or something like that, he'll need to kind of tune it in a little bit because that fucking wild sporadic shit could either work for you or against you in the UFC, and it could end up backfiring on him if he doesn't mix a little bit of that wrestling pedigree in with his fucking tenacity.
All right, now, do you guys agree or disagree with the idea that almost every good fighter that has come from Bellator or some organization to the UFC, they got, let's say, your Michael Chandlers. I don't know if he's not over there yet, but Eddie Alvarez, Michael Chandlers, a lot of these guys, and I think this would happen with Justin Gaethje, and it might even happen with Marlon Moraes. I know it happened with Hector Lombard. They look great. They're awesome. They're invincible. And then when you bring them into the UFC, they're undersized. So I think with Gaethje, if he was ever to springboard over to the UFC, not only would he have to maybe be trained in a different camp, but I'm guessing he would have to cut down to featherweight.
I'd agree with that. Absolutely. He's not going to be able to put up with I can't really think of any lightweights where he would, be at an advantage size-wise anyway.
All right, so okay, let's just think about it. Where are our lightweights in the UFC? Ali Quinta?
I don't think you could beat him.
Bobby Green?
I don't think you could beat him either.
Edson Barbosa?
Hell no, he get head kicked so fast it'd be over.
George Masvidal?
Who didn't like him in that fight?
Yeah, I'd be okay.
I hate to throw George under the bus like that. We're like, nah. Yeah, he can beat him.
Okay, then let's go Lozon, Joe Lozon.
Lozon will find a way to get. Well, I want to say he can find a way to get the fight to the ground, but Lozon gets, strike happy sometimes. Right?
That's a really good one, man. I think 2 years ago I would have said Lozon all day, but now I think Lozon's a bit slow and might get fucking snuffed out by Gaethje actually.
Okay, so what is James Krause? Is he a 155er?
Well, we're getting down the totem pole a bit here, but I think he can win that one too.
All right, well, I'm trying to be fucking realistic, because if I go up and say, all right, can he take on Cowboy?
Fuck no.
Miles Jury?
Hell no.
Okay, Khabib?
Come on.
You know what? Wait a minute. Wait. I didn't get the fuck Miles Jury. I'm so not so. It's nothing personal. He seems like a good kid, but I just don't like his fighting. I don't think he's all that great, Jack. Yeah, I picked Gaethje against Miles Jury.
Okay.
You know what? You know what? I do too. And I said that I'm with you, man. It's always like we're arguing about Miles Jury. I've always thought he sucked. I always thought he sucked. And then, you know me, I'm a big fucking Cowboy Cerrone dick rider. So when they're like, yeah, he's undefeated. Man, it's really easy to look undefeated when you beat up on fucking midgets and little kids. When you fight a real man, you get your ass whipped. And that's exactly what happened with Miles Jury. And that's the end of the story. I think Gaethje takes Miles Jury. But you get anybody top 10, top 9, right in there, and he gets fucking chewed up like he's in a blender on frappe.
So is it better for him to stay at World Series of Fighting, or I mean, do you want to see him in the UFC? Because I think if I want to see him in the UFC, but I want to see him at 145 for sure.
Huh?
No, I was saying, is it better for him to stay at World Series of Fighting, or you know, and just avoid getting his ass whooped at 155 in the UFC? Or because I mean, I would rather see him in the UFC, but at 145. But should he stay at World Series of Fighting a little longer?
I think he already signed a contract to stay there.
Did he? Oh, okay. I didn't know that shit. So.
Well, in a hypothetical world, where would you have him, Aaron? If you could, like, do you think should he stay there for a fight or two, or would you ready to see him make the leap now?
Hypothetically, I would like to see him have one more title defense, drop to 145, and scoot to the UFC.
Yeah, I can go along with that. That sounds ideal, especially if he makes the drop to 45, one more fight, and then that would be ideal, I would say, for sure. Which, like you said, he probably signed the fucking long-term contract. That's certain not to happen, but...
All right, now, Ed, if you will allow me to guide the show for just half a moment, I realize that this is not super pertinent MMA news, but did you guys see any interesting posts from Cyborg today about why she cannot drop to 135?
She said that today?
Oh, I don't know if it was today, but did you guys see the post?
Oh, yeah, because she's got a great big Brazilian ass.
Oh, yeah. She didn't want to lose it. She afraid of the white girl ass.
You know what? I have to agree with her, because the only way that Cyborg looks good is if she's faced away from you with that big, gigantic Brazilian ass. Because if she turns around, she looks like Vanderlei Silva with a wig. So she best not lose that one good attribute.
Hey, Jack. Cyborg's problem is not her ass, Jack. As much as I love a big ass, that's not her problem. It's her goddamn guns that make mine look like little girls. That's her problem. It's not her curves. That was cute, but it's not her curves.
First off, Kirby, good on you for having the funniest moment of the night. And second of all, thank you for inviting us to the gun show. What was that shit about?
Hey, that was fucking that was fucking putting me in the fucking shadows of what Cyborg has. She needs to lose some bicep muscle, not no ass muscle.
Oh my jeez.
First off, man, it don't make no difference if she loses bicep muscle, ass muscle, whatever. The first thing she needs to do is unload all of the syringes out of her fucking suitcase, and that'll help a lot. As she'll shrink naturally back into the shape of a fucking woman. That's what'll help, man. Quit eating the fucking horse meat and quit supplementing with fucking 9 different things that end with O-N-E, and you'll be fine. Just do that for 12 months, and you will turn back into a woman. You'll still have that gigantic clit, but you'll be fine.
Seriously, dude.
That clip's gonna be like a fucking 3-inch penis if you ever try to get with it. Goddamn. Fucking.
Hey, what's wrong with a 3-inch penis? You go fuck off.
When you're a woman, a lot.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like, if you're me, you know.
Don't be talking shit, Ed. Yeah, Jesus.
What the fuck? Don't be getting down on the 3-inch penis.
I'm sure there's surgeries for that shit. I know nothing of it. I'm just saying.
Not all of us can be fucking Mexican, buddy.
Anyway, so okay, so the 135 thing. That is a funny fucking. I'm actually looking for it. I can't fucking find it, and I know it's somewhere for sure. But we got tweets. Hang on. So
she's not She's not gonna make it because, like Aaron said, man, I think that she's kind of been juicing for a while, Loki, and that's gonna be her issue, man. And if she could, there's no way that they can make me really believe that Cyborg's gonna motherfucking goddamn it die if she weighs 135 pounds. Let's get fucking real, man. At the end of the day, she's a fucking woman. She can make 135 and not die. We're not talking about Brock Lesnar making 35, man. Come on, she's not that fucking big.
Did you see her standing next to Frankie Edgar?
Yeah, all juiced up. Did you see that fucking Brazilian broad on Tough, the Gabby chick that was fucking enormous?
Yeah. What the fuck?
But yo, have you seen her lately? She's fucking slimmer like she's been on Jenny Craig. She fucking laid off the juice, man. She lost all that muscle. Like, Cyborg could do it, dude. She could do it.
Yeah, she still looked like a dude, though.
Well, yeah, you know, she's gross looking, but still, she's not huge.
Fred's like, I wouldn't do her missionary. No way, not at all. By the way, Aaron Reed noticed the Fred's arms. He's like, at least we know Fred would pass a PED test.
That's fucking funny. And he's right. I would. I've never juiced, not once.
Yeah, Fred would pass a PED test, but how about an after-fight urinalysis?
Let's not get crazy.
Would it be a Nick Diaz situation? I mean, at that point. By the way,
no comment. Jesus Christ.
I'll fucking say.
Hey, wait a second. There was just a whole bunch of ass up on my screen. Where'd it go? Oh, it's Chris Justino's ass. Never mind.
Yeah. So imagine if she comes up to you ass first, right, backwards, and then she turns around. That's what you see. How much of a freak out do you have?
Dude, that's still a big old that's a big old muscly ass.
Wait. How drunk am I?
I don't know.
Am I just slightly drunk? If I'm just slightly drunk, it's probably a bit startling. If I'm asshole hammered, I just give her the old back down on the pillow.
She could probably flex her butt cheeks and rip your dick off with her ass, dude. I'm just gonna say.
Here's the thing, quite frankly, guys. I was in college for 8 years. I probably vetted quite a few women who looked worse than her from front and behind. And I did that shit fucking voluntarily. So we might not want to step outside of the realms of ridiculousness and be like, would you screw a celebrity? No, I'm so cool sitting here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. No, man, if she came up to me and was like, you, me, now, I'd be like, okay.
Let's say Tara Reid. Let's talk about celebrities. Tara Reid. Would you do Tara Reid?
No, man. What did you call it, man? Herpetitis? I'm sure.
Greatest nickname for that chick ever, herpetitis.
Yeah, for sure.
She looks like she's walking around dead, man, straight up.
All right, so we're under the agreement that it's not just Dino's booty stopping her from fighting Ronda Rousey. And now that segues us into, okay, what the fuck world wrestling bullshit?
Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead and take off on that one because you have a way bigger problem with it than I do.
How can you not have a problem with it?
Because it was fucking funny to me. I laughed. I like stuff that's funny, and it looked funny to me. The fact that she threw around, what's his name, Triple H, is like probably like 265, 270.
You know what? That means you watched it, so fuck you.
I watched it.
All I know is that she was there, and I'm that fucking pissed off that she was associated with this shit. Why don't we just say fuck it? Why don't we just say fuck it and do complete cross-promotion and say this is the Worldwide Fighting Entertainment Channel. And we could just fucking script fights, say fuck it to Juice. We can go have our fucking champions in cage and ladder matches. Just be all sorts of fucking ridiculous. Because you're the same kind of cute cocksucker that's like, I don't like it when Bellator has fucking flashy lights and big screens, but I fucking love it when Ronda Rousey's throwing around Triple H. Fuck all you people.
So, fucking Helwani was talking about MMA purists. Oh, sorry, the Honorable Helwani was talking about fucking how MMA purists need to accept that now there's a link between MMA and pro wrestling.
Hey, you know what? Helwani needs to accept the fact that he's a fucking cocksucker.
Oh man, fucking! I think
there's not a list. Here's the thing about Helwani too. Because I'll see him with that other cute guy, fucking Mark Ramondi. Hey, did you watch the football game today? Did you watch the baseball game today? Hey, guess what? Fuck you. You're not a purist. You're watching other sports. You talk to me about being a purist, you cocksucker. I haven't seen another fucking ball except for what's inside of a nut cup in 15 fucking years. I'm a fucking purist, and there is no connection between fucking entertainment, sports, and real guys fucking duking it out. And if you have any fucking questions about that, ask the dude who just fucking died over in Kazakhstan or whatever the fuck when he got kicked upside of his head. So no, there's no fucking connection. Fuck you, Helwani. Fuck you, everybody who fucking filled my goddamn Twitter feed with every fucking gif and fucking bullshit little vine from that fucking thing for 9 hours long. Fuck you all. Fuck everybody.
fuck the world. Fucking.
Hey, except for the fans of Stand and Bang, I love you.
Way to save it at the end right there. All right, Fred, you're the only one that hasn't said shit. What do you think of this shit?
The best thing about it is Aaron's reaction, right? This totally
right?
made his pussy bleed bad, Jack. Like, he is fucking not happy with this whatsoever. I fall in the middle, man. Look, I didn't order that shit. I didn't watch it. I don't give an F about it. But on the same token, I guess I don't care. I don't care that Ronda Rousey went and hip tossed Triple H. That means zero to me. It doesn't mean nothing good. I don't think it's going to give us any fucking crossover appeal. I'll tell you that. I don't think too many of those little shitbirds watching the wrestling event goes, wow, there's Ronda Rousey, and I'm going to tune into her next fight because she hip tossed Triple H. I don't think it does much for us, really. Maybe a little bit, but...
No, you're absolutely wrong. Now every fucking B-dubs in the world is going to be packed with them fucking mouth breathers. That's why I'm so fucking pissed off. Because of that shit, we don't want those fucking fans.
Oh man, keep your panties on. They're not coming over. They just watched that. They're not. We didn't make a million new Ronda Rousey fans that night.
They're not coming over. Keep the borders open. I'm sure the Mexicans will stay where they are.
I knew where that shit was going.
No,
We're going to get fucking canceled off of YouTube if we keep this shit up. Fucking racism and sexism.
We were just talking about how Cyborg looks like Vanderlei Silva and how you wouldn't want to do her missionary, okay? I think we already crossed that goddamn line real quick. So, anyway, no, I agree. I actually agree with Aaron. I think they're going to start showing up. They're going to clog up all the fucking bars and be like, oh, Ronda Rousey, woo! And then, is this a work or is this a shoot? By the way, I just learned what work and shoot means. It's the dumbest fucking language ever. I will say that much.
What?
Exactly. So apparently in the world of wrestling, and I have to give one of my friends, Sean, credit for this. A work means it's a fucking like fake thing, which is all what wrestling is. A shoot means it's actually going on. So it's like a real thing. Yeah, I don't understand how it works in the world in the world of pro wrestling.
Well, like in WWE, there's such a thing as a shoot, meaning there's a point where it's real.
Apparently, at some point, some of that drama becomes real. I didn't fucking know that shit either. I thought it was all fake.
No. What your friend Sean must mean is that some of it is completely worked out and some of it is done on the fly. Because I'm sorry, Sean, it's all fake. And I'm going to let you in on another little surprise. Santa Claus isn't real. Come on, is he a grown man or is like Sean a dude that you keep in your closet?
No, he's a girl man on Twitter. Don't worry. I'll let you know.
We'll post a tweet.
We'll post a tweet. Anyway, but yeah, dude. Look, I have no problem with it because just like Fred said, I really don't give a shit. If anything, I think it helped out WWE way more than it helped out UFC because I had that shit on in the background for the most part. And I like as soon as I heard Ronda Rousey, I caught on. I wanted to see what Brock Lesnar was gonna look like. In the ring. I mean, he looked fucking in shape, like in cage shape, possibly because of steroids or whatever the fuck, if you want to go ahead and go with that. But that's honestly the only reason I wanted to watch, to see the Brock Lesnar move. But still, when Ronda Rousey popped on the fucking screen and she hopped out and got into the ring, that fucking Twitter exploded. She broke the fucking internet. And Aaron, you saw that shit when your Twitter feed exploded with vines and shit. And so I think she made WrestleMania this year. I think she's the reason it got so big. Otherwise, it would have been just an average fucking show. And so I think WWE definitely got helped out a lot more than UFC did that night.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that for sure. Like I said, I don't know. agree with you guys necessarily. I don't think that one little performance is going to turn a whole bunch of little shitbird pro wrestling fans into MMA fans. Are going to want to make Ronda Rousey fans. A little bit maybe, but I don't think it's going to cause no major momentum change. If anything, fucking it just brought more eyeballs to WrestleMania. WrestleMania is, you know, their flagship fucking event, so it was for the WWE. And maybe old DW felt bad for him, like, yo, we did take CM Punk. We'll throw you a bone, Jack. Here, we'll give you Ronda for a night.
That's not a fair trade.
No, not at all. No way. But I mean, look, Ronda didn't get hurt, so I guess everyone walked away happy at that point. But
yeah, you know what? Really, at the end of the day, that's pretty much it, man. As long as she didn't get hurt and it's not gonna fuck anything up. I mean, because quite frankly, I don't go to B-dubs because of all the fucking mouth breathers already. That you know what I mean? Like, if you're not willing to drop the 50 and change in your living room, and you're willing to go drop $120 on fucking wings and beer and fucking whiskey and coke and try to hover in a fucking booth while somebody might actually be there to eat, and you're there for 2.5 hours ordering hors d'oeuvres, and you think that that's saving you money, you know what I mean? I'm not going to surround myself with those fucking ass wipes anyway, so you know what? Whatever, man. I guess if it sells more tickets, that's fine, because I don't got to be exposed to those fucking cocksuckers. But that being said, the Harlem Globetrotters were not fucking NBA players.
True.
That's what the fuck that is, man. Either you, because I watch the Harlem Globetrotters, I watch them fucking bastards do all sorts of tricks and fake bullshit and fake out the referee and a flat ball and ha ha ha. But I won't watch the fucking. But I won't watch the Pistons play. Did you know what I mean? It's a different kind of fan. Yeah. If you because. All right, and I'm going to piss off a whole lot of people, and I don't care because keyboard warriors, I'm an asshole. Who cares? If you're an adult and you can be entertained by these juiced-out freaks jumping all over the fucking ring and pretending to fight, then what is your fucking interest in a real fight whatsoever? Because you're not going to get that. There ain't going to be no chairs. There ain't going to be no tables. Do you know what I mean? There's no fucking drama. There's no set-up stories. You know what I mean? So what the fuck is the interest? How could Ariel Helwani say that there's some sort of fucking link between the two sports? They're completely different. That'd be like saying, well, you know, if you like mixed martial arts, you have to like curling. Why? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Look, all I'm saying is there's a connection there only because of the people that gone back and forth and shit, right? But, yeah, no, you're right. Every fucking wrestling fan would immediately hate you and disagree with you completely. That's just kind of what it is.
Yeah, but that's okay because they all live in their fucking mom's basement. I don't give a shit about them.
Can we finish on my boy? I know y'all want to talk about it. I know Aaron wants to hate on Connor, and I know we want
to. Let's talk about that.
Come on, let's get to it.
So we know the world tour, their little press bullshit world tour. By the way, I think it's a dumb fucking idea, but because I mean, look, the fight's already gonna sell itself, but they've been going around the world doing the fucking press conferences, and McGregor has taken every fucking opportunity to the fucking farthest he can go. Today in Dublin, in front of his people, fucking yelling obscenities and telling all he's gonna fucking die and Connor's gonna take his belt and all that shit. Connor, got fucking to borrow your guys' term, he got a little cute with it and fucking reached over, grabbed the belt, and Jose Aldo lost his shit. And the still photos of Dana White trying to split these two was great. Because Dana White's face when he's trying to, to fucking stop these two fucking, and like just fucking monsters, whatever, from killing each other, was hilarious. So, did Conor go too far? I mean, in my opinion, I think he did as far as taking the belt goes. But this is some great promotion on his part. That fight, no matter how it goes, is gonna sell a ton of fucking pay-per-views. Now, so Fred, I'll let you take the floor at this point. What do you think of all that shit?
I love it. I love all of it, man. I completely disagree with you. I think this whole world tour was a great idea. What the fuck? We're about to talk about it, right? I mean, it would have been a big fight without this, but them doing this is going to make this fight even that much bigger. Every fucking stop became a different event. They ran the embedded series for it. Conor did not disappoint. He's fucking kept this whole thing interesting. Can you imagine if they fucking did this for Fabricio and Kane? The fucking monotony this tour would have had. Were you not entertained? And sure, some people, I'm sure Mr. Stand and Bang himself is going to fucking complain and piss and moan, and everybody's tired of the little leprechaun dancing around and shooting his mouth off. And oh, he went too far. He grabbed Jose's belt, and Jose's going to throw him a beating in the lot. But that's what it's all about, Jack. And here's the thing. You asked what the comparison was between pro wrestling.
I don't sound like that at all. So go fuck yourself for a while.
This is the, and maybe this is why you don't like it, Aaron, but this is the comparison between pro wrestling.
I haven't told you if I like it or not.
I'm fucking making a hypothesis. I'm hypothesizing that you don't like it because it is akin to pro wrestling. But the reason why I love it is because these fuckers are going to actually fight. So Conor can do all this shit. And now that he's done this, I think Eddie tweeted something right afterwards. And Eddie tweeted, fuck, man, now Conor has to win this fight, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't it just seem like there's more on the line now?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that.
Because he's talked so much shit, you can't come back from it now. But that's what we want because this isn't the WWF. Fucking come July or whatever the fuck the fight's scheduled, it's going to be exciting as a motherfucker because finally, after all that shit talk, Brazil, Ireland, all the shit that's going to lead up to then, the grabbing the belt, the slapping of the back, fucking still pictures with Dana White. Don't you think that the UFC's not going to promote the fuck out of all this shit when they start drumming up the machine for this? And it's going to be a fucking grand slam. And it'll probably be an actual good fight. Not one of these fucking drummed up fights where they sit there and fucking hit me with air, turtle fuck each other for a quick fucking 45 minutes. These motherfuckers are going to stand and bang, Jack. It's going to be a good fight, and it's going to be worth all the promotion they put into it.
You know, it brings up a couple of good points. We should start, because we already have stand and bang coming out of our mouths left, right, and sideways. We should start a show called Turtle Fuckers. I don't know what it would be about. But I'll bet you people would be like, turtle fuckers, let's see it. We would attract a weird audience. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I guess I'll go middle ground on the world tour. I got sick of it at a point. Do I see it from a business aspect making sense? Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Because they have all of these different venues to see the McGillicuddy Aldo show. But they did it for too long, in my opinion. They had too many stops. Because after about the third stop, I'm just like, nah, all right, you know, he stole the belt, slapped him on the back, gave him the finger. Oh, now he stole the belt again. Oh, okay, now he said your mother's a whore. All right, I get it. You know, I see it. You know, and this is McGillicuddy's thing. It's his game. He talked himself into the title fight with his mouth. So, I mean, this isn't like a new idea that he was going to be a fucking idiot. I did notice, though, I did watch the last couple, and he's gotten really good at that. Oh, I'm going to get him, hold me back shit. Because he ain't really going at Aldo. He's like that little friend that you have that gets too drunk and then says some shit to the big guy at the bar, and, you know, he looks like he's going to go after him, but then his friends always catch him in time for him to get his ass beat. You know, McGregor's gotten very good at that. On the other hand, I'm thinking that this is kind of looking like shades of Silva versus Sonnen 2. You can only push one man so far. Because, like, here's the thing. There's a big cultural difference between Irish people and Brazilian people. Irish people, and my heritage is Scottish, so I'm an asshole by default. Irish people are that way, too. They're very sarcastic. They're very cutting. They're always pissing on each other. But that's friends. That's what you do. Brazilians aren't like that. Brazilians are all about respect and Jesus, apparently, and I see a berries or something, and big booties. I don't know what Brazilians are about, but I know
you just nailed it. No, you nailed it. I see a berries, big asses, and Jesus. Fucking.
There you go. There you go. They got the biggest fucking Jesus Christ in the world in Sao Paulo or whatever it is. Those motherfuckers love Jesus, and every single one of them is sponsored by an I see a berry. I'm not exactly sure how you get sponsored by a berry, but that's awesome. So maybe they do have the Jesus connection. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that it's a fucking cultural difference that don't mix. Because you've got Anderson Silva on one hand, who's kind of like an Americanized Brazilian, oh, it's normal. Yeah, okay, guy. I just normal guy. Yeah, all this bull. Because he don't fucking talk like that in real life. I'll fucking bet you that he's not. Oh yeah, he's normal. Ha ha ha. This and that. That fucking bullshit that he puts on. But now Jose isn't an Americanized Brazilian. He is a fucking straight up, I will kill you in your fucking sleep Brazilian. And I just think McGillicuddy's just taking it too far. Because for Conor, it's a game. What can I do next? How can I provoke this little guy next? I'll take his belt. I'll slap his back. Ha ha ha. I'll make my Muppet face. Do you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And you got Jose, he's like, it's no fucking game. You know what I mean? And as it went on more and more, I'm looking like, this guy's got like fucking murder in his eyes. So I think it's a bad idea to piss off a guy that much before you get in the ring. Do I think the antics are WWE? Not so much. I think they're Conor McGregor. He's been shooting off his fucking mouth since he was over in fucking Ireland. He's just gotten better and better at it. And we've accepted it, so he's gotten more eccentric. You know what I mean? Pretty soon he's going to be like fucking Bono from YouTube. You know what I mean? Or YouTube. He's just going to fucking go off the deep end and big fucking glasses all the time, and he'll only be known as the artist formerly known as Conor or whatever the fuck is going on with him. My biggest worry is this. We've spent how much money, which is funny when most fighters' show is $4,000. We've spent how much money to fly these fuckers all around the globe and to get this much. Now, what happens if Conor gets caught with a couple of good leg kicks or a couple of good body kicks, and what we see is a long, drawn-out 5-round decision? Then what the fuck was the point?
Yeah, all that hype kind of well, doles out big time, of course, if that's that kind of fight. But I mean, and Fred, you can go on and you can talk in a second. But here's the thing: my point on this is Conor is writing a big fucking check right now. It's a giant check with the wrong fucking guy. Okay, just like Aaron was saying, big cultural differences. Conor clearly is a freaking jackass clown, and we love him for that because it's hilarious. Aldo, I wouldn't even look at twice on the street because he scares the shit out of me because it's a guy that's not fucking around. So I think he's pissing off the wrong guy. That being said, it's a fight, and in a fight, everyone has a chance and all that. But I don't know. What?
And now before Dayton fucking lays his knowledge on us for the last little bit, I think, you know what, I'm going into this fight, honestly, quite frankly, 50-50. If Conor McGregor fights his fight and Aldo lets him fight his fight, Aldo will lose. If Aldo is able to take McGregor out of his stride and show him something that he hasn't been shown before, I think Aldo will continue to win. But at this point right now, I'll tell you what, for me, I would not bet on the fight because I wouldn't be too shocked to see either guy win. I hate to say it, but that's really how I feel about the fight. It's hard to call. It depends. It depends on a lot of factors, but I think that both of these guys have the potential to win. So, suck it, Kirby.
Yeah, you totally just stepped on my fucking toes because, I was just going to say that I think you guys are fucking, he's making Jose mad. Oh, man, fuck a Jose. He's going to get in there and punch Jose in his kisser one time. Like I said, this isn't the WWF. I don't think that Conor is fucking worried about making Jose mad or angry. I think he wants him that way because I think Conor thinks, as to quote him, he's going to go in there and send a fucking straight left down the pike and break his nose. What the fuck? I don't think he thinks that Jose is going to come in and do fuck all to him. And quite frankly, other than Max Holloway, who has proved to be a bad motherfucker himself, who has Conor not flat fucking styled against? I mean...
Okay, then let's play devil's advocate off of that. Mr. Jose, you better never make that voice on Stand and Bang, or you are immediately canned, fucker. Let's play devil's advocate on that one then. Can Max Holloway stand up with Jose Aldo?
No. Could he stand with fucking Conor McGregor?
He took him the distance.
He got that. Well, what the fuck? He survived, but he got his face plastered on too. He lost that fight, clearly.
Oh, okay, yeah, but at the same time, I know Max Holloway a little bit. He had a high ankle sprain after the first 45 seconds of that fight.
Oh man, and my toe hurts right now as we're doing this show. Injuries after the fact.
No, man. Like I said, dude, you got his dick lodged so far down his throat, you're having a hard time seeing reality. Who's he beat? Who has he beat?
Dustin Poirier. That was the dude.
Who gives a shit?
What the fuck? Everybody at the time.
Not me. Not me. That's the same
Dustin.
thing. No. Fuck you. That's the same thing as Miles Jury bullshit. When I saw Dustin Poirier and everybody was like, yeah, Dustin Poirier is going to win. I was like, let me get on fucking Wikipedia. Dustin Poirier. Who? No. Fucking
No. I thought Dustin Poirier had a decent chance. I'll give you the Dennis Sieber win was a bit flaky. I thought the Poirier win was a decent win. But, you know, hey, listen, man, people have gotten title shots on less.
No, they haven't.
Bullshit. Nobody's had an easier road to the title than Conor McGregor? That's got to be fucking debatable.
Well, okay, maybe Anderson Silva, because all he had to do was smush Chris Lieben, but he was doing fucking amazing shit in other leagues and as a kickboxer for way longer than that. Fucking,
who did Chris Weidman beat to fight Anderson Silva?
Silly McGillicuddy fucking came from regional shit and then beat Diego Brandao. Whoopity fucking do. You know what I mean? Like,
and Marcus Brimage, who was fucking on a win streak at the time. Mr. Hindsight.
Marcus Brimage. Did you really just fucking play that card as your defense? You
must at the time.
Marcus Brimage.
Oh shit.
Hey man, listen. Conor McGregor is gonna fucking give Jose Aldo one hell of a fight in July for sure.
This is the same kind of asshole who brings up the '89 Pistons.
Just clinging.
Oh shit! All right.
Man,
well,
like I already said, man, I've got no respect for the way he promotes himself. But when he gets in the ring, Conor doesn't move like anybody else, and that is a true fact. When you see Conor move, he moves differently than everybody else. If Aldo can take him out of his game, then we might see Aldo keep the title. I'm never gonna stop calling him McGillicuddy now. If McGregor moves the way he wants to and does that kind of like half capoeira, half karate, whatever the fuck it is that he does, I think, and like you said, man, he's fucking gigantic. First off, he's got a lot of power, and so maybe we'll see Aldo dethroned. But really, I mean, would that be such a shame? Aldo has been champion for what, since 1974? So I mean, I'm always for fucking mixing up the divisions. What I don't think he should do is ever consider moving to lightweight, because if he moves up to lightweight, he gets fucking decimated by. He might make 1 or 2 fights, but once it's the same fucking deal with Justin Gaethje. You get into that top 10, and there ain't nobody in there that I wouldn't put money on against McGregor, McGillicuddy, whatever the fuck his name is.
If you had to pick today, all right, and I'll go first. If I had to pick today, choose someone who I think is going to win this fight, I'm going Jose Aldo. I just think he does take McGregor out of his game, and I think he's going to come in not just to beat McGregor, but to beat the fuck out of him and basically put him in his place. And I really do wonder what's going to happen with McGregor if he loses to Jose Aldo after all this push that he's gotten. And look, unfairly, by the way, I don't think he's earned any of the push he's gotten from the UFC. Just the fact that he can talk and he's so fucking charismatic and he's a promo fucking machine. There's the only reason the UFC's pushed him and given him a title shot after beating fucking Dennis Sieber. Okay, that's not a fucking guy you beat to get a title shot. It's not. That's
Jesus Christ. He's charismatic. He's a poster boy. He's got a country on his back.
But Eddie, he's got a country on his back. Eddie's charismatic, and he beat Marcus Brimage.
He's fucking undefeated in the UFC. What more do you want from the fucking guy? Of course he's gonna get promoted. What the fuck?
Beat a wrestler. That's what I want to see. Beat Chad Mendez. Beat fucking Frankie Edgar. Beat fucking Faber at least. Something.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know what's coming? What's coming is Frankie Edgar beats Uriah Faber, gets his title shot against, if McGregor wins, McGregor, and then Frankie Edgar beats the living fuck or grinds the living fuck out of McGregor.
Oh, you guys are crazy. Listen, hold on, wait. If he beats Jose Aldo, would anybody pick Frankie against him if he beats Jose Aldo?
Yeah.
Yep.
I pick Frankie Edgar against McGregor all day.
If McGregor finishes Jose, you would pick Frankie Edgar against McGregor.
Is McGregor against McGregor? Frankie against McGregor.
Just to piss you off. And now on that subject, you know how we were talking about fucking McGillicuddy now has wrote such a big ass check that his mouth can't cash and all this shit? We got fucking Ohio Kirby over here who's done the same thing, because if your fucking hero loses, you are gonna look like the biggest dick sucker on the face of the fucking planet.
Whatever, Jack. It's a risk. You gotta take it. Whatever, too. I already fucking burnt that bridge with Anthony Pettis and RDA. I can't fucking believe that. I'm still in shock over that shit. I still can't believe.
And all those pins came back clean too.
Yeah, there you go. Let's bring that shit up. We're now in the modern era of MMA, when if anybody's hero, anybody that is getting their dick ridden by 100,000 or more people, if they get beaten immediately, it's, oh, he was on steroids. But nobody alternately said, well, maybe Pettis wasn't fucking juicing anymore, and that's why he got starched so fucking bad. We got to start looking at both sides of the coin.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I don't think it holds any water in this. I don't think Anthony Pettis was fucking juicing. I don't think that's why he lost that fucking fight. I don't know. I don't know why he did, but I think fucking RDA sold his soul to the devil.
All right, well, that could be.
Only explanation I got.
That's a fucking. He beat Marcus Brimage. That could be a valid point, but I'm just saying, man, I'm not gonna be this fucking asswipe. Then now every time somebody overperforms, I'm right away gonna be like, well, he must have been on steroids. I just think that RDA has progressed. I think that they got him over there. It could have been a fucking bunch of things, man. Anthony Pettis just saw his brother lose. Fuck, who knows? He ate a bad can of tuna 2 days ago. Maybe RDA overperformed and Pettis underperformed. Maybe who gives a fuck? Whatever. The fact of the matter is Franken Pettis is fucking champion, and now Anthony Pettis is going to have to rise his way back up, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
He says he wants to fight Nate Diaz. Who you got in that fight?
Are you fucking kidding me? I would fight Nate Diaz at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't. I would definitely pick Pettis in that fight. I mean, he didn't look great against RDA, but I mean, I wouldn't imagine. Nate Diaz has only fought once in like fucking 3 years, right?
Yeah. But then right away, of course, Nate Diaz starts with the fucking, yo, fight you anytime. Fucking man, my dealer a shitload of money. Of course he's gonna fight it. It ain't gonna be a good fucking fight. Why wouldn't Anthony Pettis be like, who can you guys get me? Who's at 125 pounds that's not that good? I'll take that fight next so I can fucking get my confidence back up. Fucking Nate Diaz. Go suck a cock. Fight Cowboy Cerrone.
There you go. That's what I would think. I think Pettis should fight the loser of Khabib. Yeah.
That's a great fight because as soon as Khabib wins.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now, you know what? I really never noticed until this episode how many cocks you ride in this sport.
Dude, here's the thing. I think Pettis should fight the loser of Khabib and Cowboy. And look, I'm not convinced Khabib beats him. I'm not convinced that Khabib beats Cowboy Cerrone, man.
Yeah, but he threw Lock Rockhold around in that little YouTube video.
He is going to steamroll fucking Cowboy. Cowboy fucking always bites the dust in major fights, and fucking Khabib wrestles bears. It's a fucking foregone conclusion that Cowboy is going to be on his back for the whole fight.
Bears don't train MMA. I'm not impressed with that.
It's a fucking bear. He's a trained shit.
Look,
hey. To your point, Fred. Our good friend Andrew Reed wants to say he is also undefeated in the UFC. So I don't think I'm impressed with McGillicuddy either.
I think Andrew beats Marcus Brimage too. He should get a title shot after that shit.
Yeah. Well, I'll bet you Andrew Reed ain't as charismatic as McGillicuddy. So shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The guy seems pretty charismatic to me. I'm not so sure. Those guys over in the UK, they can fucking talk a good game.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
What the fuck else is going on with MMA? Anything?
That sounds good.
I'm having too much fun talking shit right now. But all right.
Don't we have a fucking event coming up this weekend?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah, let me pull that up.
Somebody?
It's a good card.
Lamas.
Who's he fighting?
Mendez, yeah.
It looks like a good card. Let me pull it up real quick. We'll end the show with a little preview.
Here's a good question for that fight. How does I suppose are any of y'all picking Ricardo to win this fight?
Oh.
No? Okay, right. How the fuck would Lamas win that fight?
No, absolutely I'm picking him because he came up with McGillicuddy.
Go with it.
Did he beat
Chad Mendez has no way to lose this fight, right? I mean, I don't want to jinx the fucking guy. I say that and Ricardo Lamas will come out and fucking starch him, but I don't see how Ricardo Lamas wins this fight, really.
No, I would always put my cash on Mendez on this one for sure.
All right, so let's talk about real quick. We'll go through the prelims. Ron Stallings, this just looks weird right here, man. And I hate to say it, they look like two homeless guys about to fight.
Not old Lazy Bones.
Lazy Bones and Choir Boy, that's a freaking matchup.
Yeah. What the fuck? Wait a second. All I see is your little stupid icon. Are you bringing something up so I can look at the fights, or am I just going to be looking at your logo for the rest of this guy?
Fred, can you see it?
I can see it, yeah.
It ain't up on my screen.
Oh, you see the Crossbones logo?
Yeah.
Give it a few minutes here. Let me retry the screen share. See if it pops up. All right. What about now?
There we go.
All right.
It was there. There we go.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah.
So that's the first fight of the night right there. Ron Stallings against Justin Lazy Bones Jones, which is just a weird play on words, I guess. And then I don't know these two motherfuckers right here. Anyone? Shamil Aburkad, that motherfucker, and then Timothy Johnson.
I don't know, man, but they're fucking dark.
I know. We're not gonna be able to see him on TV. So, and then I don't know why Gray Maynard's still fighting, but he's still fighting, and he's taking on Alexander Yakovlev. What?
I didn't know that Gray Maynard was still fighting.
I thought he retired, but apparently not. He wants another crack.
He's fighting the Thunder of the North, eh?
Yeah, I don't understand why these guys come up with fucking nicknames.
I tell you what.
Yep, the Thunder of the North, one of my favorite fighters.
What's his name, Fred?
I'm picking him. I'll be picking the Thunder of the North.
All right. Well, I mean, probably. And look, if Gray Maynard loses this one, it's fucking over. And it should have already been over. Anyway, and then, of course, the main of the Fox Sports prelim is going to be Liz Carmouche taking on Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy, I believe, was that chick that got kind of screwed in her last fight. Am I right on that?
Yeah. She, Sarah Kaufman, I think, laid on top of her, and they said that she was more active. She was more active from the bottom and should have won that sport, or should have won that fight. I don't see Liz Carmouche losing this though.
I don't either. I think Liz Carmouche is just too good to drop even a decision. I think she ends up finishing Lauren Murphy.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, not for nothing against Lauren Murphy, because I've interviewed her before. She's a sweetheart. She's got a great story behind her, but she trains out over at the lab.
Yep.
That's a hit or miss camp, man. Like, you got Benson Henderson over there. That's awesome, and then you got you got Benson Henderson over there. Then it's like fucking Joe Riggs and Lauren Murphy and this and that. And so, I mean, just like sometimes there's standouts, like over at fucking Strong Style, you got Jessica I and Stipe Miocic. I mean, it's not the gym that's doing it. They're fucking ridiculously talented human beings. Where Liz Carmouche, I don't know, man. She trains with a good team. She's been around for a long time. So unless this is one of those things where she's already like crested and on her way out, I don't see Lauren Murphy being able to win against a veteran like that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that shit for sure.
Liz Carmouche is going to be... Yeah, whatever. Liz Carmouche is fucking probably going to win this fight, most certainly. Lauren Murphy... Yeah. Next fight.
That's how we sum her up. All right.
Yeah.
First fight of the main card. Aaron's favorite fighter.
There he is.
Taking on Diego Ferreira. Poirier coming back to fight after, I think his last fight was McGregor's, the whooping McGregor put on him. So this is just one of those fights I honestly sum up with Fred was okay. I mean, the winner of this, then what? And I think Diego Ferreira can definitely beat him, but Dustin Poirier, What's up?
Now remember, he's Brazilian, so it's Vieira.
Vieira, sorry.
I definitely have Ferrari taking on Poirier. I got him whipping his ass 7 ways a Sunday. I think Poirier's mostly done.
Yeah, of course he is. What the fuck? McGregor broke him, right? Like, it's over, son. You don't bounce back. Where's Brimage? Brimage is fucking toast. Max Holloway bounced back. I'll give him that. But Dustin Poirier's done. He's going to get smashed out. And then,
You are surmising that McGillicuddy beats you and your career is over. It is
That's
gone
right.
from him just being a good fighter to the fact that he retires everybody he beats.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? We're just going to ride this into the sunset. Poirier's done.
Shit. All right. After that, the return of Clay Guida taking on Robbie Peralta. This should be a pretty decent fight. Depending on which Clay Guida shows up. If Clay Guida's going to run away like he did when he was at Jackson's, that's going to suck. But he's training over. He's training over at Team Alpha Male.
Eddie Law, shut up. What do you mean Clay Guida shows up? It's been the same Clay Guida since 1993. He fucking jumps around the fucking cage like a goddamn caveman. If he can take you down, he beats you. And then when he's done, he shows that he's got great cardio by running around in a fucking circle for 15 minutes instead of doing a after-fight interview. Boo to this fight and boo to Clay Guida.
Oh man, it's safe to say Clay Guida loses this fight. I mean, Aaron already summed it up. No one really wants to see Clay Guida fight anymore. But I mean, problems Peralta against the Carpenter. Honestly, this is another fight I really don't care for. But the next fight I actually have a little bit interested in. Juliana Pena taking on Milana whatever the fuck, Dudieva? Whatever. But we get the return of the Venezuelan Mixon.
Holy shit.
I quit, dude. Don't worry. Anyway. So, so Juliana Pena coming back after blowing her knee out like 2 years ago, wrestling a dude, whatever the fuck happened over there. Anyway, I was pissed off as fuck. Well, we get to see what she's got left. The thing I found curious is that she stayed ranked number 13 this entire time. And then I remember, who the fuck is that bantamweight? Nobody. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think of this fight? Fred, if you want to.
This is fucking really hard to call, man. I would say Penne would be the rightful choice. It's so hard to say because she's coming back off. That was a bad knee injury, dude. She's been gone for a long fucking time, man. Like, she fucked her knee up really, really badly. So I would pick her in this fight, but I don't know, dude, with not a lot of confidence. It's so hard to gauge exactly. If she comes back like, 75% of what she was before she left, she should win this fight. But if she comes back and looks kind of slow or just lethargic and not as good as she was, it's hard to say, man. It really all comes down to how badly this layoff and injury affected her.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like, I agree with you completely. If she comes back even 75%, she should win this fight. But how long before the UFC starts hyping her up for a fight with Rousey? I mean, they're searching, fucking far as shit to find somebody to fight Rousey. Once Rousey gets through Betch Correia, if Cyborg makes 135, they make that fight great. Once she beats Cyborg, who's after that? I would think retirement, but still. But Aaron, what's your take here on Juliana Pena returning?
Pena comes in and looks as good as Dominic Cruz did when he came back against whoever the fuck it was that he starched real quick. She's going to run through this chick. This fight was set up for her to run through this chick. Never gone to decision. She has 100% takedown. The reason why she was gone is she kneehabbed the knee correctly. I think she's going to fucking walk through this Milana Dudieva or whatever the fuck her last name is. This is a set-up fight because if you guys remember when Juliana Pena first made her debut, she was supposed to be the next big thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, all right. So after that, we get Michael Chiesa against Mitch Clark. Anybody that wants to have at it, because I mean, Michael Chiesa is fun to watch and everything, but if he loses, he complains a lot.
I couldn't give a shit less about this fight.
Okay, what about the next one? Jorge Masvidal taking on Ale Quinta. Ale Quinta is coming up big time, but this should be a pretty good fucking fight, I think. I'm looking forward to this one for sure, but Aaron's not. Why?
George Masvidal, I mean, no offense, George. I know I've talked with you, and you're probably not going to watch this show, but if you do, no offense, but George is a very unevolved fighter, where Ale Quinta is kind of one of these new breeds. you gotta. I mean, I know it seems strange, but really, George Masvidal, if you look, man, he has been with the company a long time and has never gotten much respect and has never really been able to move up the ranks because he's that guy. He's the number 15 or 14 guy. This is for Al Iaquinta to see if he belongs in the top 15 so he can get a top 10 guy. And then he beats number 9 to see if he's in the top 10. That's what they're doing with Al Iaquinta, and I think that's exactly what will get done. I think what it's going to come down to, though, is a lot of grappling. I don't think this fight will get interesting till probably the second half of the second round or sometime in the third round. It'll be competitive in the first, but George will start to fade in the second and will lose by the third.
All right, Fred?
Can I just say I love his name, Al Iaquinta? It fucking rolls off your tongue so well. It's almost like you can't say one without the other. The first, last name, like, blends together. Al Iaquinta. I fucking like that.
Aaron, I know you got something to say on that one.
Beyond that.
That was a fantastic analysis, Fred. Has he ever beaten Marcus Brivage?
Never gonna fucking live that down, are we?
Fuck
yeah, all right.
Fuck no, you're never gonna live that down.
Fucking clearly. All right, cocksuckers. Yeah, I think that I actually happen to agree with you, Aaron. I think George Masvidal is that fighter that doesn't really evolve, and opposite of that, Al Iaquinta is the type of guy that has been evolving a lot, man. He looked fucking dynamite in his last fight, and I think he might actually even finish George here. I think he's young and fucking hungry and wants to improve and wants to win and really, really wants to be there. And it seems like that kind of fire is a bit questionable with George at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Iaquinta's a guy that's finally putting it all together after coming into the UFC with a little bit of hype and dropping a couple, and now he's finally on a roll. So I guess we'll find out what he can do on Saturday. And of course, the main Ricardo Lamas taking on the Chad Money Mendez. Chad, I mean, do you think Chad would actually get another title shot if he goes in another 2-3 fight winning streak? Anybody?
Well, listen, it depends on. It depends on who wins. If McGregor wins, I think that, listen, if McGregor beats Jose and Chad happens to finish Ricardo, I think that's the fight they do next.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, so I mean, look, you can't have Chad Money Mendez fight Marcus Brimage and get a fucking title shot off of that shit. Although it would be great to see, but still.
But what would be awesome is that if Ricardo Lamas wins and McGillicuddy loses, and they put those two cunts in the cage together, because you know that Conrad McGillicuddy did not appreciate that.
I tell you what, if McGregor has to lose, that's the most that's the fight I'd like to see most, man, is Lamas and McGregor next. That would be a lot of fucking fun, hypothetically, if it plays out like that. But if it does play out like that, no, I don't think that Mendez gets another shot at Jose Aldo for quite a while. Fuck it, maybe not even ever, man. He gave it one fucking hell of a shot that second fight, but that was it, Jack. I don't think if Chad Mendez couldn't beat Jose Aldo that night, I don't think he's ever going to beat him.
Yeah, and that second fight was a lot of fun to fucking watch for sure. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Aldo Mendez 3 for at least 2 or 3 fights. And look, we might not ever see it if Aldo is true to what he said and moves up to 155. So
here's the thing, and that's what really makes it tricky with rankings, is that I never want to see a part 3 ever. The only part 3, I think there was 3 fights. Yeah, the only part 3 that I've ever liked was BJ Penn Hughes 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, before we go, our homeboy just asked if we got any thoughts on Gustafsson at UFC Berlin. Did you see that they announced that him and Teixeira fighting in Germany?
Yeah, he'll smash Glover.
You think so?
I think it's set up for Gustafsson to get back in the contender spot because I mean, look, everyone felt bad that he fucking lost in his fucking backyard to Anthony Johnson. And, a lot of fans still want to see Gustafsson Jones, too. So,
Not only that, but think about how bad Glover looked against John Jones, and it was because of the limb length difference. You know what I mean? So it's going to be the same thing. Glover's not slick. Glover's not fast. Glover's strong. And so that almost sounded like Hulk smash.
I was going to say, dude. I was about to do that shit. Right.
So, but no, that's it, man. He's a guy that's not going to get on the inside of Gustafsson. And so I definitely got Gus winning by, if not finishing him, Glover will look really bad in this matchup.
I'd agree with that. Fred, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, man. I still think that Gustafsson beats AJ 9 out of 10 times. I just do. I think he got lazy in that fight and he got caught. I think if Gus fights his fight, he's a long, rangy fighter who's a very good striker. Could AJ catch him? Sure. Listen, could Glover catch Alex if he gets fucking cute and lazy? You bet your sweet ass he could. But if Gus fights smart and keeps his distance and fights the way that he can fight, he should win that fight for sure. He's probably one of the best technical strikers at 205 and definitely one of the longest. So if he does what he should do, plus he'll be on home soil, so to speak. They'll be in Europe. So I'm sure the crowd should be pro-Gustafsson, I would think. Right?
Excuse me, Kirby. How are you privy to his length?
I'm talking about his arms, Jack. His arms.
Oh, okay. Wait, okay. I was way out in left field there. You're like, he's one of the longest. I was like,
yeah. We used to bang the same Sweden broad back in high school, man.
No, you know what? It's because Gustafsson might be hitting up Craigslist for fucking broads too. That's what it might be. Him and Matt Hamill are just tag teaming bitches. Yeah. So, and I agree with you guys' points. And I honestly think this is all screwed up. What?
I said we're going to get sued for this shit. I'm telling you.
Oh,
Matt Hannibal's attorney's going to find this and go, hey, goddammit, I didn't find nobody on Craigslist. That's a lie.
Yeah, right. What should be true? If you actually admit that, that happened. We heard. It was suggested that that's the truth, but we're not necessarily confirming it. Okay.
Put that political shit on it, Eddie. Put that political spin on it.
I do like that Kirby said his lawyer's going to hear it. Because
look at you getting all crazy. And real quick before we finish the show here, on the Gustafsson point, I think the goal here is to get him back to a fight with Jones. So, giving him Teixeira is just kind of like giving him Marcus Brimage, in my opinion. So it's just, you can't actually give
fucking guys. Marcus Brimage was fucking ranked at the time. It's enough with the Brimage. He was fucking tough at the time. Jesus Christ almighty.
This will live on forever. All right. Well, that's going to do it because we've already gone over the hour mark easily. So I know you guys have a show that just came out with Rich Franklin on Stand and Bang Radio. Anything you guys want to say about that? I know I have it loaded on my iPod. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow for sure. So
yeah, actually, to all of our fans here, Stand and Bang, Stand and Bang MMA podcast now has its own Facebook page. So go over there to Stand and Bang MMA podcast over on Facebook. We are also starting a YouTube channel with the same name, Stand and Bang MMA podcast, and we are going to be offering this show as soon as we can as well. So if you want to subscribe to both so you can see both or whatever, but I think we're going to try to start doing a cross promo. And as far as Rich Franklin goes, we've gotten a lot of good feedback. So take a listen to the show and, let us know what you think.
Yeah. And go buy yourself a bunch of armor gel. No bullshit. That shit sounds fucking great. You upset stomach, you burn your fucking finger, you get staph infection on your prick. A little bit of armor gel brings you right round.
We should send Matt Hamill a tube.
He can rub it all over his body before he calls Craigslist.
All right. On that note, we're going to go ahead and end the show. Make sure you follow Fred Kirby at Kirby_MMA, at Gem City Fighting as well, and Mr. Aaron Robbins, of course, at Stand and Bang. Is it radio at the end of it? I always forget.
Yeah, it is. It is. We're going to be getting away from that because when I first started the show, it was supposed to be like a radio kind of thing, but now it's a podcast. But you can still find us at Stand in Bang Radio until I change that shit. But actually, I'd rather that you go over to Facebook and follow us on Stand and Bang MMA Podcast, just because I don't know, just because I'm sick of my fucking Twitter handle, I guess.
All right, go do that shit, people. And of course, you can follow me at Elaw31 and at Crossroads MMA. Well, fellas, thanks for joining me tonight. You guys have a good night. Everybody watching, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Later, fellas.
Take it easy.